this is Stephanie, Talk Tales and Trivia. How are you doing this fabulous week of 2017? I hope you're really doing very well. On today's episode, I talk about my love and my passion for fitness. Or rather, the story of my love for a particular fitness activity. First, as always here at Talk Tales and Trivia, I want to mention a few facts before I start my tale of finally achieving my true fitness dream of swimming. When did people start swimming? You know, artwork from the Cave of Swimmers in southwest Egypt shows that ancient Egyptians were swimming as far back as 10,000 years ago. Unlike many other sports, swimming requires participants to operate in kind of an unusual environment. Free from worries of sweating or gravity, swimmers can enjoy swimming at some level throughout their entire life. Not many other sports can offer that sort of longevity. You see, the human body is incredibly adaptable. This means beginners to swimming can and really do make a lot of progress in the sport very, very quickly. Well, I've been swimming for quite a while now. Somehow, whenever I get in the water, I feel like a true competitor. Competing with myself. Seeing myself slowly moving and getting faster, and then finally becoming victorious. Floating like a true athlete. I can only tell you my experience, love, and passion with swimming, and why it is a symbol of all that is important to me as I look back on my precious life experiences. You see, I started swim lessons at Camp Laura Lee when I was about 5 years old. I never really got the hang of it. Swimming had rules, and the teachers were always correcting me. I hated that. And so I just knew it just wasn't in me to swim. But one day, in my second summer at Camp Laura Lee, everything I had been taught about swimming but never learned, or so I thought, clicked. And just like that, I was swimming. Remembering everything I had been instructed to do. It was funny how that happened, but that's how it happened. So it was for the rest of my camp days at Laura Lee. I swam, or rather dog paddled, and I won the award for learning to swim. I still have the award as a reminder that I can do anything I put my mind to. And so can you. You see, after my camp days, I continued to swim, but it was more like a bobble and doing quick handstands in the pool with friends. Really, I was keeping my head above the water and doing the dog paddle that I knew so well. Eventually, our family moved right across the street to a private swim club. Oh boy, there were more swim lessons, but I never truly learned complete, clear movement through the water. I never really felt the complete satisfaction, gratification, giddiness, or freedom that I felt the summer at Camp Laura Lee. I had proven to myself once I could swim, and that was good enough. Now comes the interesting part of the tale. Fast forward 15 years, and you would find me working at the local YMCA. The very first time I walked in the doors, that familiar smell of chlorine hit me, and so I was, drawn once again to the water. But this time, I was serious. I remember buying my first Speedo and swim fins and a kickboard. It was hard work at first, getting back in the water. But isn't everything that we truly want a little hard at first? I remembered distinctly and fondly the little girl who finally learned to swim back at Camp Laura Lee. The 5-year-old that may not have been an expert at swimming, but could at least enjoy the water with friends and family without fear. And so it was. I swam almost every day in that beautiful pool at the YMCA, using my kickboard and fins to fly by the traditional swimmers in the pool. I imagined being an athlete who had powerful legs and a strong body that moved through the water with grace and agility. Well, the strong body part was true. I was also working out and was in the best shape that I have ever been in. I did this routine for years and grew very comfortable in my adult body. It shaped the discipline I never was able to achieve anywhere else. But then I found myself with another dilemma, that of a shoulder injury that was so painful it stopped me from working out altogether. Yes, my rotator cuff went one day while working out at the gym, and so after some heavy thinking and a couple of years, I decided to have the surgery needed to get me back to the gym and ultimately back to swimming. Well, the surgery didn't really work. My shoulder was still damaged. Constant pain plagued me for the next 6 years. I was still trying to work out, but it just wasn't the same. My shoulder showed signs of wear and tear, and I cried because I knew what was coming. A life of constant pain, where I didn't even know if I'd be able to make it to the next day. I remember one day being at the CVS parking lot and screaming, "I give up!" And so I did. Until one day, not too much longer, my still small voice inside me spoke. You know the voice. Some call it intuition or just something telling you, don't give in to this bad quality of life that I myself had created through my constant defeating self-talk. Yes, so I found a doctor who would take on a shoulder surgery, but this time I knew it was much more serious. I found myself at a sports medicine doctor who unbelievably had his office a quarter of a mile down the street from my house. That just doesn't happen. But it did. And so, in the very cold January of 2012, I had my first of 4 surgeries with Dr. Bellapianta, a shoulder fusion that changed my life for the better. The doctor I bless every day, the doctor who saved my life from misery and gave me back the life I once so much loved and enjoyed. Why am I telling you this story? For 2 reasons. If you are listening to this and you have a dilemma or a problem, go seek out a professional in the field that can help you. Taking action will make you feel wonderful and in control. But secondly, don't forget what I said. Not only did I get my swimming routine back, I got my life back. My desire to want to do things. The expectancy of great things happening in my life. I said goodbye to dread and hatred of the pain in my body and what it couldn't do, and in so doing replaced it with a renewed love of what it was capable of doing. And so it was, I actually started to take swim lessons that taught me the strokes, the real strokes, for the first time. Yes, I learned how to freestyle, breaststroke, and backstroke, and swim the full length of the 25-yard pool underwater the whole way. I felt the freedom in me, a part of myself I never thought I'd get back. You see, I had given up on myself. If you find yourself hearing this tale and you too have given up on a dream or just a desire to be able to do something, you must start today. You must start now. Start fresh, perhaps just for the short term. It will be rewarding, and you will more likely than not thank yourself. Earl Nightingale has a great quote from the record The Strangest Secret that I would love to share with you now. As always, interpret it as you wish. Start today. You have nothing to lose, but you have your whole life to win. We here at Talk Tales and Trivia would love to know your thoughts. As always, you can reach us at talktalesandtrivia@gmail.com, and you can go online to talktalesandtrivia.com to look at all the show notes for this week's episode and listen to past episodes. We here at Talk Tales and Trivia hope that you'll be back next week for another fantastic tale. See ya!